For many years, I've been reading that the Biden administration has a goal of putting Democrats into Republican areas and basically eliminating suburbs. I've been hearing this as sort of sounds like a conspiracy theory. And so Rick Kowal, oh, he's got a cough. He's got he's getting a water. Rick Kowal called me up this morning and told me the story. Now, for many years, Rick Kowal, he's the supervisor of White Lake Township, has been working on developing a whole downtown district, redoing the whole county, the whole township offices and all. He's been working for years on this thing. Planning and all that, the funding and all that, and he's finally getting it to the point. So Rick, do you want to come up and tell us
about that?
Tell us the story. You got that frog out of your throat?
Got the frog out, I don't know.
Everybody, Rick Kowal is supervisor of White Lake.
Yikes. Okay. I don't even know where to start. I'm going to just give you two in a nutshell. You know, White Lake Township is my home. It's been my home since 1976. Many of you know my brother and my sister-in-law, Eileen. I had no idea that I was going to get dragged into politics. Somehow it happened. It is what it is. I am where I am. I'm in my second term as supervisor, uncontested in my third, and I have a lot of work to do. I took an area, a community that had no definitive hub of the wheel, so to speak, and through the will of the people and the desire in the community, trying to create a sense of place in our community. Too many projects to talk about in this time frame. But one of the tools in the box is a corridor improvement authority. Some of you may know about it. Some of you might know what a downtown development authority is. Yeah, it's kind of a cousin. We created one. It took us probably about 14, 15 months to get all the nuts and bolts put together. And we spent the last 5 months with Oakland County Board of Commissioners negotiating their tax capture. Now, mind you, White Lake Township went into this particular CIA with a modest capture of 35%. Very low. Matter of fact, it was so low that at the meeting, Treasurer Wittenberg said, "Is that enough money?" That's a quote. When you're careful with money, you can make it work. Interesting concept, isn't it? Okay? So we put it forward, went through the process, collaboratively working back and forth with Oakland County. Some very good people there still, okay? Working through with them, making it happen. On Tuesday night, in front of the White Lake Township Board, came the final rendition of this agreement, this Corridor Improvement Authority tax capture for Oakland County's portion. Put forth to the Township Board. The board unanimously approved it. No problem. Last night, or excuse me, yesterday afternoon at 3:29, I received a modification to the agreement after the fact. Now, I don't know about you, but if I bought a house, negotiated price, went to a mortgage company, that said it's going to be X percent, let's just use a number of 7%, and I walked into the closing and they went, "Oh, yeah, Mr. Kowal, by the way, it's going to be 9% now." Where the hell did that come from? Okay? So essentially what happened is they decided at that moment in time to modify the agreement, and this is some of the language. I won't read it in its entirety. This agreement is expressly contingent upon the support of White Lake Township Board of Trustees, Township Board, for a 300+ unit affordable housing development on a parcel of land which qualifies as housing property as defined in Public Act 381 as amended P8 381, and which is located within the boundaries of a corridor improvement authority, which is the subject of this agreement. Now it goes on, it goes through the nuts and the bolts and recites several different things. But the bottom line is, it's all in the first sentence. This agreement is expressly contingent. Now, how do we even know what this project is? How do we even know that 300 units will adequately fit on that property? How do we know utilities will support it? There's been no plan submitted. Did we see a concept scribble? Yes, but never a submittal. Nothing that you would make any consideration thereof. So it was extremely unfortunate that this was presented to us at 3:29 when the Board of Commissioners caucus met at 5 o'clock. Doesn't give you a lot of reaction time. Not a good thing. I believe that our board and several of our inner staff members are extremely disappointed with this type of, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, there's all kinds of words. You can come up with them, anyone that you want to, but I won't say it. But how do you deal with this when you try to make things move forward? I spoke with a corporate counsel person who has 23 years of experience under Mr. Patterson, okay, and 21 years in a particular area of drafting corridor improvement authorities. And her remark to me was, I have never seen such a thing in my entire lifetime. Unbelievable, unheard of. An attorney associate of mine said the same thing. She said, it's nuts. It's just not what it should be. So it is what it is. But I want to read you real quickly what I retorted to them, because while I was sitting in the crowd there waiting for our agenda item to come up, I crafted something because I had to come up with something, because I was only given 3 minutes in public comment to say something. As you know, the agreement, we are going before Oakland County Commissioners Board meeting yesterday afternoon. I was informed that I would have 3 minutes to speak the agenda item during the public comments. That's what I crafted to some of my staff. This was my statement. On Tuesday, May 21st, the White Lake Township Board passed an agreement that is before this board for consideration tonight. It was surprising that at 3:29 p.m. I was notified that a major change of the plan carving out a major parcel of land for HTIF that will result in a significant reduction of future funds generated. The township is not seeking a major capture, a mere 35%. And by our county treasurer's own words, Mr. Wittenberg, at a recent meeting, said, "Is that enough?" This resulting last-minute change after township board approval will only lessen our ability to have a fully effective plan. This 11th hour change does not leave us enough time to even consult with our council or hold a board meeting. With only 3 business days left to meet the state deadline for filing, we are unable to muster a quorum due to the holiday weekend, and you have many of your empty seats here tonight. Knowing this information, I appeal to the Board of Commissioners to approve the original agreement that was approved at the White Lake Township Board meeting last night. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Rick Howell, Supervisor, White Lake. So basically what he's saying is the Democrats are trying to move Democrats into Republican areas with high-density subsidized housing, forcing it down the throats of these people that never approved it, never had a chance at it. So